Hello, my name is Anna. This is my channel, Anna Stitch and Knit. And if you have found me, that means you were looking for somebody who does cross stitch, and that's me. I cross stitch and I knit and I crochet. I have actually done a little bit of knitting, and I would love to show it because every little bit that I do makes me want to do it more. And I have so many partially done projects that I've got to finish, and one that's actually almost, it's like that close. So welcome. I hope that if you're here, you enjoy the banter. I am not feeling okay. Let's talk a little bit about what's been going on. I have anxiety, I guess disorder is the main term for it. And I mean, I've been dealing with it for many years, and sometimes it gets bad, and then it gets better. It got bad. I got unmanageable bad, and I went to my doctor this week, and we're gonna try. We have a plan. Let's just put it that way. And I'm not 100%. I'm more there than I was. It's been about 3 weeks since the last time I did this, and I haven't done much because, or at least I don't feel like I've done much. I just talking through it, it's even hard. I've been exhausted. It's been exhausting, and I've been taking my husband with me. He's been great, but the guilt is there. But like I said, I've gone to the doctor. We have a plan, and I just need to get through it. So I apologize if this is the first time you've seen me. I'm not going to be on my full game. Not that I ever was, because I'm so new at this, and I'm not even sure if this is going to be fully regular. I haven't decided that yet. I mean, you get what you put in, right? And I haven't gone full in yet. It's pretty obvious I haven't gone full in, and that's part of it's my anxiety issue, and part of it's just my general imposter syndrome and unease about this. So hopefully the sound's better. I'm working with some headphones right now, and I know that's been a big issue. Like, you'd have to turn your volume all the way up on my previous videos if you wanted to hear anything I said. So, well, it's been 3 weeks, if not a little bit more, since the last video. So I did do a little bit of stuff. I bought the Autumn and Stars Hollow box from Black Needle Society. It was a great box, and I can't wait to purchase the one for the next season. I think it's going to be summer or spring is the next season. Fall, summer, that doesn't make sense. Fall, spring, I don't know. Either way, the next box goes on sale in December sometime. So I hope I get it. Yeah, so what that entailed was there was a digital retreat. This is the very first time I've ever done any kind of retreat. I've never been to one, yarny or otherwise, and I was so nervous. I didn't know what to expect. I only played like the bingo games. I I didn't participate that much, but I did go to the Stitchy Challenges, which were you have an hour and you work on either the piece that they designed for for the box, or they gave you prompts and you work on a piece for that prompt. Well, my piece worked for exactly 2 of the prompts, and because I didn't kit up the retreat piece, and well, I didn't finish it during the retreat, but I finished it about a week after. So the retreat was a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to the next one. So I hope to see everybody there again, and I hope to get to know everybody better. I don't have real life Stitchy friends, and my friends who are creative, I have one who does embroider and she's amazing, and I have one who crochets and she's amazing, and together we could make our own little sewing circle, but you know, they live so far away from me. But I will blah 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 blah. This is going to be really disjointed, and I apologize. Part of that is if you have anxiety, you know how disjointed you can feel, and yeah, I had a really bad attack yesterday, and it's like coming down from an adrenaline high is the only way I can explain it. So my brain's just not all there, so I apologize. But I would like to show you, I would like to start off with my finish, and this was a pattern from the Just Cross Stitch Halloween magazine of 2019. Witchy Boutique by Pickle Barrel Designs. This was my retreat piece. It fit 2 of the prompts, and I just love it. I think it's adorable. I love Pickle Barrel Designs anyway. I think she does great work. Now, I feel awful because when I posted this to one of my Facebook groups, I got a question about the fabric, and I knew I would, and I meant to keep the information because I have a whole other half to do something with. I had no clue. It's a linen, and if I had to guess, I would say 30 count, maybe 32 count. But yeah, no, I don't know what I did with the packaging. Yeah, sorry. But this is Witchy Boutique by Pickle Barrel Designs from the Just Cross Stitch magazine Halloween edition 2019. Yeah, I like it. It's adorable. I did some color changes. I always do. It's very rare that I do 100% called for. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh. One of my eye holes is just getting tickled with my hair. Oh, got my nails done. Aren't those pretty? I have a nail tech who I come at her with a concept and she just runs with it. She's truly an artist. So, yay. Okay, what else did I finish? Okay, so my boss is awesome. Like, I haven't had a better boss. I say that. I used to work for my uncle, and he was a pretty good boss too. But in my adult life, she's amazing, and she likes The Shining. And I found this pattern, and I was like, oh my god, I need to make her something. And so I started and finished this pattern in just a few days. Oh, where are my notes? Disjointed, disorganized, just aha, I didn't write down the designer's name. I think I bought it on Etsy. If I find it, I will flash it somewhere all over the screen here. Anyway, it is called Red Rum. And I took a little bit of liberties because I don't think it was supposed to be stitched on black. This is 18 count black Aida. And so I changed up the dress a little bit. The shoes were black. I had to make them stand out. Their eyes were supposed to be white, but the skin tone I chose for them, the white would have blended right in, so I did red. Yeah, but these are the creepy twins from The Shining. Come and play with us, Denny. And somewhere in this terrible mess of mine, I have a swatch of fabric from Spoonflower that is the carpet from the Overlook Hotel. So I was going to mount that on the carpet somehow and make her like an ornament of some kind. But I bought it a year ago. This idea has been in my head a year, and this is the year I decided to do it. And I have it's in a safe place. It's a safe place. That's the running joke in my family's house. My mom would always buy like Christmas presents and birthday presents months and months and months in advance and then put them away in a safe place. And that safe place would eat the present and it would show up again 5 years down the line. We'd go digging through stuff for cleaning and we'd pull out something and go, Mom, what's this? And she goes, oh, that was supposed to be for your brother 3 years ago or something like that. So yeah, that my shiny fabric ended up in a safe place. And then let's see, I did do a little bit of finishing with some of my smalls from my 15 smalls in May challenge that I did. If you are not familiar with what I'm talking about, my very first video, I went through all my finishes. So I am just now getting around to finishing. And yeah, I put these little smalls in my stitchy journal. So let me show. So I did Darling Whimsy Designs. There's my hedgehog. And there's my sheep. I love the sheep so much. And here is Stitch by Dre's Prudence Kitsch Decorative Gourds. I had some fun putting that together. My husband's a little stressed out. He's like, oh, scrapbooking again, eh? I don't know if I showed that. Decorative Gourds, Linda Belcher. I'll drink to that. I am a big Bob's Burgers fan. So I'm really happy with the way that worked out. And yeah, I'm going to be doing some more finishing. Alright, so that's all my finishes. So, works in progress. I am, like I said, mentally I just haven't been able to do a lot. So, I stitched on 2 pieces and I did some knitting. So, let's do this first. I am working on Barbara Anna Designs When Witches Go Riding. I think it's actually called the Moon Laughs. So, I'm going to try to find a before picture, but I think I had just my witch fairy done and part of the moon. And, I think like maybe a couple of stars and down here. So I completed out this part and I got up to half of my tombstone figurine. And this is being done on Murky Lugana, 32 count Lugana in the colorway Murky. And this is beautiful. I just love it. Barbara Anna Designs is, they're so wonderful, and they're so interestingly put together, and they're intricate. Like, they can be, there's a lot of little tiny things that you would think, you wouldn't think to put them together, but she puts them there, and it just makes complete sense. I think she's just brilliant. So I'm really loving that piece. And then I have been loving this. I loved it ever since I first saw the pattern. I just went big guns and put it down. But I picked it back up because I really do want to have this done in a timely fashion. Also, because of one of my plans, and I'll just tell you that more in a little bit. So this is Halloween Quaker by Leela's Studio. When I showed this in my first video, I had all that done, so all I completed was this. So I didn't do terribly much, but I did do a little bit. Now this fabric is 18 count. It's hand dyed by somebody I did a box exchange with, and no, she does not sell fabrics, but it works great, doesn't it? I just love this piece. And I made some liberal changes here. I made Diamant for the moon and Sparkly Etoile for my witch. Probably can't see it, but yeah. So that's all the stitching I did. And then what did I do for knitting? Well, let me show you. Okay, so I started this. Okay, so I'm a knitter first, and I picked up cross stitch like in 2010, dropped it, picked it back up in 2012, dropped it, and then picked it back up again in 2020. So 2020, I lost all my knitting mojo. It went out the door, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't knit. Didn't want to, didn't have the drive. But in January, something happened. I was like, you know what? I miss it. I like it. So I went to my Ravelry, and I picked up this pattern, the Moving Forward Wrap by Denise Bayron. She is amazing. I love her aesthetic. I love her patterns. I'm working also on her Waves of Change cardigan. Well, I was working on it, and then I dropped it. So hopefully I pick that one back up again. But yeah, so the Moving Forward Wrap, I have a set of 4 colored yarns that I won in a giveaway. So they're Lola Bean yarn, and oh my god, Lola Bean, it's one dyer. She is amazing. She works so hard for her family and herself, and she is so, there's hardly any words. Her yarns that she creates are just beautiful, and this is my first time I ever got to actually work with her yarn, and this is a very specifically special. This was such a beautiful win for me, because this is called, this is her Wax Bean base. I'm going to show you all the colors, but this is the Wax Bean base. It's 80% superwash merino, 20% silk. This is Lola Bean's brand. That's her daughter, Lola. Isn't she so cute? Okay, so this is Ballet Slipper. I don't know. I honestly don't know if she has these on her website as is. Gosh, look at that. This is my first time ever working with silk. And I have to say, I think I like it. Look at that slight variegation in there. And I love me fingering weight yarn. Fingering weight is my absolute sweet spot when it comes to yarn. Part of the reason is because I am hot all the time and I live in the South. So fingering weight yarn, it just, you know, it makes everything cooler. This is called Sterling. Beautiful gray color. Okay, I've had such a love for this particular shade recently, which is odd for me because I normally don't gravitate towards this color. This is chocolate. Isn't that rich? Oh my god. Yeah, I'm loving this shade of brown. It is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And last but certainly not least, I can't... This is called Sand Dune. Isn't that like a pretty bronze or like gilded? Okay, so I don't know how people do this. There's my color palette for the moving forward wrap. I think it's going to be fun. So let me show you how far I've gotten. Now don't get too excited. Like I said, I started this in January, and so I did pretty much all the brown over the last week. Like pretty much all the brown section. But look at that. This is a very comforting knit, I have to say, because you have to focus. The lace sections, if you want everything to line up, you really have to count. And focusing has always been hard for me because every time I pick up a knitting project or a stitching project, I'm always constantly thinking of the next one. But when it comes to the counting, you got to pay attention, otherwise everything's going to end up all wonky. So this is my start. So after the chocolate, I'm going to move to pink and then onto the silver and then repeat until all my yarn's used up. I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much. And the silk, oh my god, the silk feels so good. Highly recommend. I don't know what I want to do today. Do I want to knit? Do I want to stitch? I don't know. I probably should organize. But that's a chore. Maybe for a Sunday. Anyway, okay. Shall we move on to what I have spent my money on recently? I am a emotional shopper. I have found that the more depressed I get, the more money I spend. It's not an excuse. It's not exactly a good habit either. It's just what I do. But I've been trying to be good and mindful, especially since I have a budget for myself. So, what have I purchased? Well, I will tell you. I will tell you what I have purchased. These are my most recent purchases. I only bought 3 patterns. So, I spent money on, where are they? Dadgummit. Oh, there we go. 4 patterns. I bought 4 patterns. Okay, first thing is the Witchy Stitchers, the Moon Laughs. Love this. I'm going to have this phrase like all over my house. Actually, all the patterns are from the Witchy Stitcher. I apologize. She has a companion piece to this. The very first one, it's pumpkin spice zombies, and it says they're here. So I bought the candy corn one because I don't really like pumpkin spice lattes at all, but I like candy corn, and that just makes me laugh. Then I bought a Stitcher Haunts here. I love the Witchy Stitcher patterns. It's just one of my favorites. And then I bought the Pagan Wheel. Here it is. I love it. So, a little bit of TMI here, I guess. I am a Christian. I believe in God. But I believe that there are way too many Christians out there who use God as an excuse to be awful people. And that's not me. I fully believe that God exists in many forms and in many names. And who's to say what religion is the right one? Maybe none of them are. I think religion is a tool used to keep the masses in line and in fear. And I think it's up to the individual to discover God for themselves. And part of the reason why I love the pagan wheel so much is because paganism is so old and it's been around for so long, way before Christianity, and they honor everything to do with nature mostly. And in my mind, who created nature? God. And why is that a problem? Why is that a bad thing? You know, I'm not going to go and I'm not going to go and be completely awful and hateful to a person who praises nature, because to me, they're praising God in their own way. And why is that a bad thing either? You know, like, I think everybody should just be, as long as they're harming none, leave them alone. Who cares? But too many people have too many opinions, and they like to be super loud about them and violent. And until that can get corrected, we're all screwed. So, anyway, welcome to my TED Talk. Sorry. Let's see. Now, I need to pause this because I really want to... I can't believe I didn't write any of this down. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm back. Now, the next set of purchases I did... Well, it was really one big purchase. But I got it from this website. Forbid. Oh my gosh, I can't. Stitches for Bitches. It's on Etsy. And when you see what I got, I think you're going to flip out, because this is just too awesome and it's too me. Okay, so I think today actually I'm going to start the Witchy Stitcher Cryptid Sal. I've been meaning to do it. I've just been waiting on my fabric for, but I didn't read all the fine print, and it said your fabric won't be shipped up until 12 weeks or possible more. And, that's fine and everything. I just didn't plan for that. I expected it to be in my hands by the end of August, and that's okay though. When I get the fabric, I'm going to love it for something else, and it'll be fine. But for the Sal, I bought a different fabric. But before I show you that, let me show you what else I got. I am obsessed with Bigfoot, as you may or may not remember. I got me. That's a needle minder. And I love this because the Bigfoot castings that you see on all the TV shows and documentaries, yeah, they look just as wonky as this. But yeah. So 2 needle minders. And I bought 2 scissor fobs. Now, long, I know, but I don't care. Look! They're so pretty. She even has ones like this, but at the end is a thread cutter. And I was like, well, it'd be kind of stupid to have scissors and a thread cutter. But then I was like, never mind, I want one. So I'm going to buy me a thread cutter next. Look at this one. Ah, psychedelic. Yeah, so I'm a little Bigfoot happy. I love them. They make me so happy. I think I want to switch that one out. Let's go get my scissors next. Okay, so that's from Stitches for Bitches. I love that. Okay, so what am I going to do my cryptid Sal on? Well, I went to Fire Poppies, my local needlework shop. Please go visit their website. They've got an amazing selection of patterns and fabrics and threads and flosses. And they're so nice and they're so fast. Like, granted, I live in South Carolina. I live just right up the street and around the corner from them. If I wanted to, I could go physically pick them up. Pandemic-wise, I get it delivered until everything dies down. Anyway, this is what I bought. 16 count Ada by Mystic. The color name Diversity. It is very pretty. It's like a sandy gray, isn't it? How am I doing? Ugh, so awkward. How do people do this? Yeah, that's about right. Anyway, I think that's going to work great for the cryptid Sal. Stitch along. Cryptid stitch along. See, it's also got a little bit of greens to it. Yeah, this is going to be pretty. It's not anywhere near the color I originally planned for it, but that's okay. It needed to be a light color, and instead of more brown, this is just going to be more gray. And I like it. Now, the other piece of fabric I bought. Okay. To explain this one, I need to say, so I've been stitching off and on for many, many years. But I've never been as confident to do like really hard stuff, like full coverage and certain specialty stitches. Well, I had a couple of pieces that eventually I'll show, but they had some specialty stitches. Nothing too fancy, like the Smyrna cross, which if you haven't heard of that, look that up. It's actually really fun. And one day I was looking through some patterns, and I think I actually saw this one initially on a Flosstube. Don't ask me which one. I was just flipping through. And I was like, well, that is a fun pattern. So I just logged it away and was like, well, that's fun. And then I don't know what happened. I just kept coming back to it. Just kept thinking about it. I thought about this pattern for a year until I finally was like, oh, screw it. Let's get it. Let's try it. This is the Better to See You With. Isn't that amazing? Now the designer is, I don't know, but I bought it from the Cross Stitch Studio. Yeah, I bought it from the crossstitchstudio.com. And yeah, this is my first full coverage ever. It's 671 stitches by 825. So this bad boy is gonna be huge. So when you have a piece this big, there's gonna be a lot of confetti and a lot of little odd color changes and everything. So I was so intimidated by it. But watching other people in the Flosstubes do their full coverage pieces, I was like, you know what, that just looks really neat. And oddly enough, it looks relaxing. I can't explain it. It just looks relaxing to me. So, because I don't trust myself to do my own gridding, I bought Easy Grid fabric. And also because even though I've gotten comfortable with linen and even weave, for something this intense, I needed Ada, my good old Ada. So this is 20 count. Easy Grid Ada. Oh, I've already christened it with rabbit hair. All right. Well, yeah, so I don't know when I'll be starting it. I already started purchasing some flosses for it. I'm going to start in the top. So I've been buying up all the light colored flosses that go there. And, yeah, this actually might be my birthday start. My birthday's in October. I have a few weeks, so, yeah, that's gonna happen. Oh, and I did go to Joann's today just to look around initially at their Halloween stuff, and I ended up walking out with this. Normally, I don't go for just Cross Stitch Magazine's regular magazine. I usually just buy their Halloween edition and every now and then their Christmas edition. But, oh my gosh, I'm happy I bought this because, number one, I gotta do that moose. I have a thing for Alaskan and Canadian art, and I need to do this on this exact fabric. It's gonna happen. And then I was very happily surprised when I saw a witchy stitcher pattern. Ah! So yeah, I'm not sorry. This is a good purchase. If you haven't gotten this one yet, this is just the regular, just cross stitch, 2021 edition. Okay, well, that pretty much does it for what I've done and what I've spent. I'm gonna figure out what to do for my afternoon. I'm either starting a sal or organizing. We'll see which one happens. I don't know what the next few weeks is going to bring. I gotta get myself in order. I'm feeling better today than I have been in a while, but I'm still not fully there. And you know, I'll get there. The important thing is to get help, and that's what I did. So hopefully next time I'm a lot perkier. But until then, thank you for sticking with me. I really appreciate it. I have an Instagram account, Anna Stitch and Knit, the same as my name here on YouTube. And well, till then, have a great day. Keep stitching, keep smiling.